Challenge me. Doubt me. Disrespect me. Tell me I'm older. Tell me I'm slower. Tell me I can no longer fly. I want you to.
Hey, the new Jordan's out. The Space Jam's 11? I'm out.
The first pair of Air Jordans came out in April of 1985, and they were designed by Peter Moore. The original price was $65, but now you can get your hands on them for about $180. The original color was black and red, but that colorway got banned by the NBA because they didn't have enough white on them. So every time that Michael Jordan wore them to a game, he got fined like a couple $1,000s. I really like the Air Jordan 1s just because I think they look really good, and they lasted me a long time because I have a pair, and I just really like them. The Air Jordan 2s came out in November of 1986, and they were designed by Peter Moore, once again, and Bruce Kilgore. The original price was $100, but now you can get your hands on them for like $120. The original color was white and red, and I do not own a pair of these, but I know people who do, and they look really good. I like them. The Air Jordan 3s came out in January of 1988, and they're designed by Tinker Hatfield. They're $100 when they came out, but now they're $185. The original color was white cement and gray. I really like these shoes. I had a pair of these shoes like a long time ago, like the second time that they retroed, and I really like them. I might get another pair of them because they're really fresh. So Air Jordan 4s came out in February of 1998. They were designed by Tinker Hatfield. They were originally $110, but now they're $190. The original color was black cement and gray. And I really like them. They look really good. Like, they're one of my favorite Air Jordans that ever came out. I've never bought a pair, but I might because they look really good. The Air Jordan 5s came out in February of 1990. They were designed by Tinker Hatfield. They were originally $125, but now they sell for $200. The original color was black and silver. And, I mean, they're not the most, like, good-looking shoe ever, but, I mean, they're alright, I guess. The Air Jordan 6s came out in 1991. They were designed by Tinker Hatfield. They were $125 when they first came out, and they are still $125. And the original color was just black and red. And, these shoes were the first pair of Jordans I've ever bought. Air Jordan 7s, 1992 is when they came out. They were designed by Tinker Hatfield once again. They were first $125 when they came out. Now they are $200. The original color was white and red and silver. And yeah, they're kind of like ugly, but you know, it's fine. The Air Jordan 8s came out in 1993. Once again designed by Tinker Hatfield. They were originally $125, but now they're $175. The original colorway was black and purple and blue. And that's the first pair of Air Jordans to ever have a strap on them. And it's before they perfected the strap, that's for sure. Air Jordan 9s came out in 1993, designed by Tinker Hatfield. They were originally $125, but now they're $140. The original colorway was white and black and red. And these were the first pair of Air Jordans to be turned into cleats, because when he went to play baseball, he wore these for the White Sox. And yeah. The Air Jordan 10s came out in 1994. They were designed by Tinker Hatfield again. They were $125 when they first came out, but now they're about $130. The original color was white and black, and he wore these his first season back from baseball. And the first game that he came back from baseball, he scored 55 points in that game with these shoes on. The Air Jordan 11s originally came out in 1995, but they retroed like more times than any other Jordans ever have retroed, and they retroed like 5 times, I think, maybe. And they were designed by Tinker Hatfield, and they were originally 125, but when they retroed, it was 140. And the original color was white and black, and these are good looking shoes. Like I like them. They're really good. The Jordan 12s came out on my birthday, November 22nd of 1996. So 10 years before I was born, these came out. They were designed by Tinker Hatfield. The original price was $135, but now they're sold for $210. The original colorway was white and black, and I really like these shoes. They're good looking. I like them. The Jordan 13s came out in 1997, designed by Tinker Hatfield. They were $150, and they're still $150. The original colorway was black and red, and yeah, they're all right. I like them. They look cool. Oof, the Air Jordan 14s. I do not know what that is. It looks like a grandpa shoe, but yeah, whatever. They came out in 1998, designed by Tinker Hatfield once again. $150, still $150, but I'm not sure why you would spend that much money on this. But they were originally white and red, and yeah, they're very, very bad. Air Jordan 15s. 15s came out in 1999, designed by Tinker Hatfield. And they were $150, but now they're $200. The original color was gray and white, and I like them, I guess. And you see how like the tongue in the front is sticking out? Well, that like represents like Michael Jordan, like when he goes up to dunk, he like sticks out his tongue. That's what that's supposed to mean. Just read that, so yee. The 16s came out in February of 2001. They were designed by Wilson Smith II, and they're $160. The original color was black and red. And after the Jordan 10s, they were going to stop making Air Jordans, but Wilson Smith just made these, and they liked them, so that's why they came out. And the little thing on the top, like, it looks like something. I don't know what it is. You can take that off, and it like looks more normal. Because when Michael Jordan played with them on, that thing fell off a whole bunch, so yeah. The Air Jordan 17s came out in 2002 by Wilson Smith II. Again, they were originally $200, and they're still $200. The original colors was white and red, and yeah, I like them. I guess they're okay. The Air Jordan 18s came out in 2003, and they were made by Wilson Smith II, and they were $175, and the original color was black and blue. And this is when Michael Jordan came back to basketball to play for the Wizards. And I feel like when this shoe came out, the designers of the Jordans started to run out of ideas because they've made so many shoes. So this is not my favorite of the Air Jordans, but it's okay, I guess. Air Jordan 19s came out in 2004 by Tate Kurbis, I think, maybe. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but they were $165 when they first came out, and they're still $165. They originally were white and red, and the little carbon fiber like bendy thing in the front, apparently you can take that off because it's got like a strap in the back or something. And I mean, they're all right. They're not my favorite. I wouldn't buy them, but I like them. They're fine. The Air Jordan 20s came out in 05 by Tinker Hatfield, and they were $175, and they're still $175. And they are white, black, and red, and like the little strap above it, it gets a lot of hate, but I like it. The little sticky outy thing. The shoe would just look weird without it, you know, and it completes it. The Air Jordan 21s came out in 2006 by Dwayne Edwards. They were $175. The original colorway was white and red. And these Jordans kind of look like Shaq's. Like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but like they don't look like they're made by Air Jordan, you know. The Air Jordan 22s came out in 2007. They're designed by Dwayne Edwards. They're $175. The original colorway was black and white and red. And I like them. They look good, I guess. The Air Jordan 23s came out in 2008. They're designed by Tinker Hatfield, and the original price is $185, and they're still $185. The original color was black and red, and the little like white lines on there is supposed to represent like DNA or whatever. And so yeah. The Air Jordan 2009s came out in, you guessed it, 2009 by Jason Maiden, and they were originally $190, and the original colorway was black and white. And these kind of look like grandpa shoes. I'm not gonna lie, they're not great, but yeah, that's probably why Jason Maiden didn't make any other Jordans after these. The Air Jordan 2010s came out in 2K10 by Tinker Hatfield. They were $170, and the original colorway was black and red. And the little window on the side of the shoe represents how like Michael Jordan apparently like sees through his like opponents or whatever. And so I think that's pretty cool, but I don't know, they're alright. The 2011s came out in 2011, once again by Tinker Hatfield, and they're $170, and the original colorway was black and white. And I really like the way these look. Like, they look good. I might get a pair because they're cool. So yeah. The Air Jordan 2012s came out in just guess, because go ahead. And they were designed by Tinker Hatfield. They were $180, and the original colorway was black and white. And these kind of look like a wrestling shoe or something. I don't know. But when they retroed in the toe, like it's supposed to look like a dress shoe or whatever. And so when they retroed, they took that off of there because people gotta like hate when it first came out. So the 28s came out in 2013 by Tinker Hatfield, and the original price was $250, and they're still $250. And the original color was red and white, and the little like zippy uppy thing on the outside, when they retroed, they took that off because people didn't like that as well. So yeah. The 29s dropped in 2014, and once again designed by Tinker Hatfield, and they were $225. The colorway is black and white and red, and it's got like cheetah print on the side, and like that just like paved the way for a bunch of his new shoes because they all have like a bunch of cheetah print stuff on them. So yeah. The Air Jordan 30s came out in 2016 by Tinker Hatfield, and they're $185, and the original colorway is white and blue. And they're like supposed to be for like the Winter Olympics or whatever, because there's like an earth on it, and it's like supposed to be like wintry like colorway or whatever. So that's pretty cool. The Air Jordan 31s came out in 2K16 by Tate Kurbis. They're $185, and the original colorway was black and red. And I really like these shoes. These shoes are really popular. They still are, even 2 years after they've been out, and I really like them. The 32s came out in 2017 by Tate Kurbis again, and they are $185, and the original colorway was black and red. And they're only really made 2 colorways of this, just the black and red and like a baby blue and red. But I like the way they look. They look cool, I guess. The 33s came out in 2018. They're $175. They're made by Tate Kurbis. Their original colorway was white, gold, and red. And I like the way they look, but I wouldn't get them because they got a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Like, you probably need like a driver's license to work these shoes. Like, there's all kinds of crazy stuff on them. So yeah. And the newest Air Jordans, the Jordan Y9 0.1s, came out this year, designed by Tinker Hatfield. They're $180, and the original colorway was white. And I just bought a pair of these, and I wear them for basketball. And Russell Westbrook sponsored them, and they just came out with like not like a retro of them, but it's just like a remake of them. And it's without like the little front like flap thing on them, and they're just cool. I like them. So that's all the Air Jordans, and so now I just have some facts. So yeah. First fact is that Air Jordans always come out on Saturdays, because like they don't want kids like skipping school to go get the new Jordans, you know. So yeah. Fact number 2 is that the 2011s were the first ever Jordans to be on Nike ID. So, And the third fact is that there are 497 different colorways of all of like the models of the Air Jordans. And the Air Jordan 8s were the first pair of Jordans that weren't by Nike. That's when like Jordan became its own company. So that was pretty neat. The Air Jordan 2s were the first pair of Nikes that never had a Nike swoosh on them, like whatsoever, anywhere. And they're also the first pair of Jordans to feature the Jordan like Jumpman logo too. So yeah. So those are all the facts I have. But these Jordans here are what Michael Jordan wore before he had his own pair of shoes. And the like bottom of these is the same that is on the 1 through 4 Jordans, so that's pretty neat. And when these shoes first came out, they were originally $20, and they're like one of the early pairs of Jordans. And they came out in 1972, but they like retroed all the way through like 85 when Michael Jordan made his first pair of shoes. So yeah. So thanks for watching. Like, some of the stuff I said, like I was talking a little crap about Jordan, but the Jordans are like my favorite shoes ever, so I love them. Not trying to throw shade on Jordan, but they're amazing. And thanks for watching. So later.